Welcome back to our Cyber Safe Parent Series right here on Channel 8. Each and every week, we will partner with Metro Police to take a look at the challenges and dangers your kids can find online. This week, we want to talk about 5 things you can do with your children to make their cyber world a safe one. Joining me again, Detective Sean Taylor and Scott Miller with Metro's Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. Thank you again, gentlemen, for being with us.
Thank you.
Let's get into it in terms of talking about what to do if we see a problem and how a parent can make a cyber tip report.
Yes, well, cyber tip reports come out of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children through a cyber tip reporting for child exploitation. What a person needs to do is simply go to 1-800-THE-LOST, you can call, or you can go to cybertipline.org and you can file a report online. It's important to note that these are staffed 24/7. Available for anyone and everyone. A lot of our reports will come through internet service providers, and a good portion of them come through the victims themselves or the parents, police officers, school teachers, whatever it may be. Anyone can report a crime of child exploitation. And it's important that we get that information reported as soon as possible so that when that information gets to detectives, we can stop the abuse. We can actually stop the crimes and save these children and then hold people accountable for what they did.
See something, say something in this area too. 1-800-THE-LOST and the website again?
Cybertipline.org.
Detective Taylor, let's talk about what parents can do in terms of sitting down with their son or daughter and working through the 5 things that you recommend to make their cyber world a safe one.
Okay, for the parents, I recommend communication, making sure those lines of communication stay open so that if something happens, your child feels comfortable communicating with you. Before a child is even given a device, set expectations and enforce the consequences. Children tend to do much better when they have parameters set and they actually take pride in being responsible and achieving certain standards. I would set limitations. Kitchen, the living room, and the dining room as places where devices are used so that they can be monitored. Another thing I would do for the kids is understand that the send is the end. Once you post something, it's out there, and a lot of times it cannot be brought back. And most importantly, the 5th one, most importantly, and this is more for the children, when it's okay to trust our friends but not their judgment. Mutual friends are the #1 way that predators are infiltrating some of our children's networks.
A lot to unpack with what you just said, but once you post something, it's out there, and not for a day or a week or a month. It is out there forever.
Correct.
That's a scary thought for parents to think that their son or daughter could make one quick mistake and it is online forever, but that's just the reality.
Very true.
And also you said keep the lines of communication open because by doing that you're going to be finding out more of what the kid's going through and maybe what they're up to. Is that why?
Yes, correct. If the lines of communication are open, a lot of times when some form of manipulation or coercion starts, a child is more likely to go to the parent. Whenever a child asks if their parents can leave the room when we have to do a forensic interview on a child, we know that something's been going on for a while because those lines of communication have been closed between the parent and the child. So communication is very important.
And you talk about setting those limits and boundaries and then enforcing them because the reality is kids are much more tech savvy than their parents for obvious reasons.
Yes.
So if they're online twice as much as they're supposed to be, the parent is still the boss. You're saying you got to set that limit.
Correct.
Absolutely.
This is great stuff, gentlemen. Thank you again for being here. We're going to unpack a different theme or different topic each and every week in Cyber Safe Parent. Thank you again for your time, Detective Taylor and Detective Miller. And again, this is not just live on 8 News Now, but also can be seen on our website, LasVegasNow.com.